Welcome to the Explainer. So, we're going to explore a pretty radical idea today. What if the future of AI isn't really in Silicon Valley, but in the ancient wisdom of our ancestors? Okay, so let's just jump right in. Think about this for a second. A South African coder, right now in 2025, and an Egyptian philosopher from thousands of years ago. I know, it sounds like the start of a riddle, but the answer to what connects them, well, it might just link the biggest anxieties of our tech world with a totally different vision for its future. But to even get to that answer, we've got to start with what's happening right now. We need to look at the pretty turbulent reality for a lot of software developers today. I mean, it's this world of massive opportunity for sure, but also a growing sense of uncertainty. Yeah, just look at this number, 63.6%. You know what that is? It's a 4-year low in how confident South African developers feel about their careers. Only about 2/3 of them think they can actually grow where they are right now. That tells you something big is shifting, something is shaking their sense of stability. And, when you dig into why they're leaving, the picture gets even clearer. Yeah, okay, salary is number one. That makes sense, right? Cost of living is real. But look what's right behind it. A lack of growth and just plain bad management. Here's the thing. You can't throw money at a broken culture. And that broken culture is exactly what's pushing this incredible talent right out the door. So here's where it gets really interesting. Check out this contrast. On one hand, you have human developers feeling totally stuck. But on the other, AI models are just exploding. We're talking about benchmarks for super complex coding, advanced math, even reasoning at a graduate student level. Models like Claude 4.5 and GPT-5 are hitting and sometimes blowing past what expert humans can do. It's this wild paradox, isn't it? The creators are feeling stuck while their creations are becoming superhuman. Okay, so this tension, between how humans feel about their work and how fast AI is growing, it kind of forces us to take a huge step back and ask a much bigger question. Like, what even is technology, really? And that question leads us to a completely different kind of technology, one that's sustained humanity for, well, millennia. So we're going to take a sharp turn here, away from all the code and the benchmarks, and explore something else. So, what is this ancestral technology? Well, we're not talking about silicon and circuits here. Think of it as the deep, resilient wisdom passed down through communities for generations. Things like sustainable farming techniques, herbal medicine, oral histories, these are all incredibly sophisticated systems, all designed for one thing: collective survival and well-being. And this quote from founder Ludmila Oliveira just nails it. She says it's about what we receive from our mothers and grandmothers, about building a society with values. See, the core principle here is that this kind of technology is fundamentally rooted in community. It's not about an individual getting ahead or disrupting for its own sake. Nope. It's about using that shared knowledge to build a better, more sustainable future for everyone. So you might be thinking, okay, what on earth can these ancient, community-focused ideas teach us about building AI? Well, as it turns out, a whole lot, actually. Right, so a lot of our modern tech is built on what you could call a fragmented view. It's this idea that technology is just a tool. It's separate from us, something we control. But many African philosophies offer a profoundly different, integral view. In this way of thinking, technology is an inseparable part of a cosmic whole, deeply interconnected with us and with nature. And honestly, this one distinction, it's the key to everything. And this is where our ancient Egyptian philosopher comes back into the picture. Kemetic, or ancient Egyptian, philosophy was guided by this core principle called Ma'at. Now, Ma'at is this big idea of cosmic order, harmony, and rightness. For them, any new innovation, whether it was a better way to irrigate fields or a new way of writing, it wasn't just a tool. It was a human act that had to align with Ma'at. It had to serve the well-being of the entire system. And you see a really similar idea in the philosophy of Ubuntu. The core idea here is that all of reality is animated by this vital force called Ntu. And this force, it flows through everything, through humanity, or Muntu, through things and tools, including technology, that's Kintu, and even through time and space itself. So in this worldview, technology isn't some dead, inert object. No way. It's an active, interconnected part of one single living reality. And look, this is not just some dusty old history lesson. This integral worldview, this idea that technology has to serve the community, is absolutely alive and well. In fact, it's fueling one of the most dynamic and exciting tech ecosystems on the entire planet right now. Just look at what's been happening in Kenya's Silicon Savannah. Take M-Pesa, the mobile money system. It was this massive technological leapfrog, but it wasn't born in a vacuum. It was born from a direct community need. It's a perfect modern example of Ma'at, innovation that serves the well-being of the whole. And then came platforms like Ushahidi for crowdsourcing information, incubators like iHub, all of them nurturing this new wave of tech that feels like it has Ubuntu built right into its DNA, empowering the collective. And this whole trend, it's only getting faster. Now, the big takeaway here is that these are not just local solutions for local problems. They are living, breathing blueprints for how we can develop technology completely differently. We're talking about innovation that is integral, not fragmented, and it offers a powerful alternative to the growth at all costs model we see so often. And that spirit, it's embodied by countless people all across the continent. People like Liswanaso Edgar Malenga, a freelance digital operations assistant in Zambia. He's using AI to make business operations more efficient. See, it's about leveraging technology not for some abstract benchmark, but to improve performance and create real, tangible value. So here we are, full circle. We're back to our developer in South Africa and that philosopher from ancient Egypt. And the connection between them? It's all about the worldview. It's about how we see our relationship with technology. So here's the crucial point, really. If we start to look at things through this more integrated lens, we realize something pretty profound. In a way, we have always been transhuman. I mean, think about it. From the very first Sharpstone to the latest AI model, we have always used technology to extend our abilities and to reshape our world. One of the sources we looked at puts it perfectly. There is no such thing as a non-technological human being. We are just fundamentally intertwined. Our very existence depends on technology, and technology, well, it depends on us. It's a symbiotic relationship, a mutual dependence. We are not separate from our tools. We never have been. Which really leaves us with this final question to chew on. Is it possible that the developer's anxiety and AI's unchecked power actually come from the exact same place? From a fragmented worldview that rips the tool away from the user and the technology away from the community it's supposed to serve. So maybe the real challenge of building a beneficial AI isn't about writing better code, but about reclaiming a better, more integrated cosmology, one that our ancestors understood all along, and that innovators today are starting to rediscover.